Welcome, folks. Welcome to another episode of Fly Spirited Away. Peace on earth, peace everywhere. The today's topic that I really took is basically, it's very interesting. The topic is that our brain has no stop button. I wish there was a red stop button there. Push the button, stop, and our brain would stop thinking. No, we don't have any such button like that. So today I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on this topic. What do I mean that our brain has no stop button? Why do we need one? Is there a need for it? And why there wasn't one created to start with? Why not part of evolution? Why there was no red button? You see, if you ever watch, basically we constantly keep on thinking no matter what. Our thinking never stops. So when you are consciously working at some workplace, yeah, definitely you are doing your job and you're thinking. Sometimes you're driving and when you start the driving, it's a conscious driving. You drive consciously, turn the key, everything, you're well aware of it. But soon, 10 minutes down the highway, your body taken your auto system and your impulses basically drive the car automatically, and your brain goes into some kind of thinking in the background and you start thinking. Let's assume that you have nothing to do, you're sitting on a sofa. Well, are you sitting on the sofa, but are you doing anything? Yes. Watch carefully. You're sitting, doing nothing on the sofa, but you're thinking. That thinking never stops. Okay. So I really want to relax because I was thinking that was not relaxing. I was going through all the problems that was happening in my life, sitting on the sofa, that didn't do me any good. I really want to relax. How do I do relax? Let's switch on the TV. How about that? Good idea. Let's switch on the TV and watch it. Yes. Now our mind is distracted and now we are focusing on something else. We watch half an hour, 1 hour of this program and we shut it down. And now we sit on the sofa and now we may be thinking about all the characters that played out on the TV and what happens, and we're going to anticipate what's going to happen next. That's what goes in your mind. Okay, your brain is still thinking, right? Well, what else you think? You must be thinking, what kind of crazy question is this? That doesn't make any sense. That's not going nowhere. Well, it will go somewhere, just hang on. So what are you going to do next? Maybe open a fridge, see what's out there to eat and drink, give your senses some kind of pleasure. Oh, how good it is or how tasty it is. Good. So you take this thing, you understand, you take some pleasures and you get distracted, come back, sit on the sofa. What do? You again think. You may be thinking about the good moments that all were there with you, all the good times that you had. Or you are in currently a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, you must be thinking about that. Or you must be thinking what's going to happen in school, what about my grades, or what my friends think about it. You can think something. The thinking process never stops. But good things are good things. When you think of we're in the good times, you're having a good time, there's nothing wrong in thinking about anticipating all the good moments that are coming your way. Gives you a very happy feeling and you feel good about it. Is there anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that. If you choose to have this moment, sure, why not? Please have it by all means. Now, since you chose to have those good moments with you, you understand how life plays. Not everything is good all the time. So you had a good moment, you enjoyed it. But life might change and you might have some bad moments in your life. Something is happening in someone's life. Someone might be sick, someone may not be feeling good. You may be watching the news. What's happening in the Ukraine, people dying for no apparent reason. Young kids. There's a lot of things happening in the world. And suddenly those bad things are there in your life. Now, you enjoy those good things while They lasted it. And when the bad time comes, what do you happen? You start on the reverse cycle of it. You start thinking about all the bad times. And you keep on thinking, why it is this way, why it shouldn't be this way, why my son and daughters are doing this, that's not the right thing for them to do. You think about your neighbors, you think about your friends, you think about far off relatives, you think about everything in the world which you really can think of, and those are basically negative. But again, what you did with the good times that you had it, the same you're going to do with the bad times too, negative. You're going to completely ruminate about it, think more about it, and you might feel depressed about it. The good times give you happiness, now the bad times, same thing, gives you sadness. Is there a third option? Can please someone show me a third option? Is there a red button that I can press? I can stop. I don't want to think about the good times. I don't want to think about the bad times. I just want to, for some time, be myself. I don't want to think about anywhere in the world. I don't want to think about any good times. I don't want to think about any problems in life. Both ways. Can I put a stop button to my mind? You see, this is the problem most people struggle with. Apparently, you'll realize it, especially when the people when they settle down and where they're all achieved something in their life, and when the midlife crisis is striking in, and then people will start thinking all kind of things, because survival is out of the question. So survival is taken care. In many ways, when you had nothing in your hand, the mind was always keeping you up and busy with the survival, because what's going to happen next day? What's going to happen next day? That kept you going on that thing, right? That was survival, right? But once you go across the point of survival, what you're left with, you're going to definitely, your brain is going to take it over. And if you really want to say that, I just want to stop, I don't want to think about any good times, bad times, I just want to be truly myself, if I can stop my thinking. Is it possible? And that's the third option. You see, you may be thinking, oh, what a big deal. Why I'm talking about this? What a big deal. Why can't I stop? That's a simple, easy job. I say stop my mind to think, it will stop thinking. That's it, as simple as that. Simple it is. It is very simple, yet the extremely hardest thing to do. If you say so, you can do it. I will ask you, please, give a try on yourself first. See if you really can do it. Extremely hard to basically let any thoughts come in your brain. This is the third state I'm telling you. That this third does exist. That I don't want to have any thoughts. And this is the beginning. If you can achieve this thing, you will definitely get formidable power with you. You may be thinking that maybe I'm talking senseless, or yes, it may sound that way, but if you can achieve that place where you stop thinking completely, having no thoughts, yes, the formidable power, you will definitely get it. You will be very peaceful. Why I'm saying so, that why will you get formidable power? You see, we as a human being keep on looking externally. Always keep on looking externally. You will look to your friends to do something happening in your life. Look for TV, look to your fridge to eat something, drive a car, go outside, see something, sensory pleasure, go to Disney World, something. We keep on going outwards no matter what. And the outward journey is basically, you have to constantly keep on doing it all the time. But there's also a journey going inwardly. Once you start going inwardly, and once you start making changes with yourself, you see the world automatically starts shifting without you doing anything. Look, I understand you perhaps hard to comprehend it, because actually when you change your thought process and when the changes started happening internally within you, the world externally, without you doing anything, cannot remain the same anymore. Because you changed as a person who you are, holistically who you are. You're not the same person anymore. So the equilibrium has to shift. And you will see, without doing any changes, everything else starts shifting across you. You did nothing. How come? Because there's something inside you changed. You may have heard of law of attraction and many other things. Partly, basically, they're telling you the same theory. I'm just trying to explain in a different perspective that without you doing any change, how can the change happen? And that will be for your good. Right? So, I mean, the point I was trying to, before I get too much off the topic, and I'll cover this in more detail in few other videos, but I want to go back to the topic that yes, the brain does not have a stop button. Is there a way I can create a stop button? Can I make a stop button? Can I get the formidable power? You will get the power of grace. You will get the power of extreme bliss, extreme pleasure. But it's an experience. It's an experience. And the experience cannot be transferred. Words cannot describe an experience. Let's assume that a person is born blind for some reason, and he has never seen a light. He does not know what is seeing means. Now, you have been watching, you have your eyes, and you have been seeing the world around you in all these beautiful colors. You understand what it means. You have taken it for granted now that you don't value it because, yeah, you see it, what a big deal, everyone says it. But the person who has not seen it, that light, he has no experiences of it. How do you transfer your experiences of you watching the world, the beautiful trees, the sun, the multitude of colors in the sky? How do you transfer your experiences, what you are going through, to the person who is blind, who is born blind, who never seen anything at all? You say, maybe you can. Okay, you can use words, sure. Words will always fall short. There's nothing like an experience, a single experience of watching a life. No amount of words really can just explain to it what is being watching the world, what it means having your eyes and seeing this beautiful world. The exact same way. If you can, for a second, put a red button to your brain, stop your thinking. It's an experience. And there are experiences that I cannot transfer. I can't. I can only use words to see the same way, same analogy that I gave you previously. And that simple thing will start changing your life for good. So what is the way? So you must be thinking maybe there's some truth. You don't buy me on face value, and one shouldn't buy anything on face value. This is a people where people ask for logic, reasoning, questions after questions and all that thing. How do you do that thing? So anyway, how do you do that? How do you push stop button? Well, the only way to put a stop button, again, it's the very easiest thing to seem like, and extremely hard, is that you being in your constant awareness. So you must be like, oh, what do you mean by constant awareness? Yeah, you must be thinking, I must be talking about doing meditation. Yes, it is. It is meditation in some ways. But you being aware of yourself, what you have been thinking. I mean, to give an example of it, I'll really give you a small task to do. That why don't you sit for, I'll start with, keep it simple, 5 minutes, right? And so that I don't want to distract you from any other thing, since I'm trying to stop your brain from thinking completely. So we want to take all the sensory pleasures or senses out of the question. So let's assume that you put a earplug in your ears, you cannot hear any sound. Let's assume for a second. You close your eyes, you cannot see anything. You kept yourself at a very safe distance from all some places that where you are simply no one but simply by yourself. You don't have any feeling of touch or anything of that sort. You are plain simple. You are in your own world, just completely secluded, and that's where you are. So basically, you took the sensory, so nothing is happening, so you will not think about any sensory pleasures happening. So we took a big piece of the equation out, right? Good. Now you're sitting there, and now you start thinking. Sit there for some time, and you start watching. And all my job is asking is that if you can do a 30-second, if you tell me that if you ever come down to a 30-second window where you didn't think anything. That's all. Easier said than done, but just watch your awareness, right? You sit in that posture and see if you're thinking. So now what happens that now you're being aware of your thoughts. What are you thinking? You're simply being aware of your thoughts. So you may be sitting here, closing your eyes, and you must be thinking. Very moment you close your eyes, you think the brain will stop thinking? I mean, that is purely, if you say yes, it's laughable, but I don't hold anything back because you have not experienced it. If you give yourself a try, it's not possible, but you should give it a try. Sit for some time, start thinking. Your brain, next 10 seconds after you're closing it, it will start wandering in very different places. It will start thinking. But now you're aware of your thinking. Now constantly watch your thoughts. You are being aware of your thinking, right? See what you're thinking. You may be thinking about your family, about your husband, about your son and daughter, about what they are going through, about their boyfriend-girlfriend issues, about how good is their marks. Okay, I'm aware of it. Okay, I know these thoughts are coming in my brain. I'm thinking of it. Okay, good, I thought about it. Can we move to the next topic? I'm telling to my brain internally. Okay, so yeah, it's been a while. I didn't see this TV. I didn't see this program. My friend told me to watch this movie. I didn't watch it. I should be watching that movie. Oh, I'm thinking about that movie. Oh, good. Okay, I'm doing. Can you move to the next one? Oh, next topic. Oh, I might better get myself going. Kids may be coming back from school. I should think what kind of food I should cook for them or things like that. Okay, I hold on to that thought. That thought is done. Moved on to the next thought. And you see, you're going to carry on like that all the time. And once that thought is finished, you'll see, oh, you went back to the same old thought. But now you're being aware. You're watching yourself. You're an observer to your own thoughts. You're an observer to your own thoughts. You're watching yourself. And now you realize, oh, this is what I've been thinking. Right? So you started seeing yourself from very different perspective. Because now you start watching yourself, where is my brain's processing power? This is your brain, very immensely powerful. There is not a single brain power, there is not a single computer ever built in this earth which can do, one brain can do as much processing as any other supercomputer. There is not a single brain. It is our biggest processing power in the world. Right? And now what happens is that whatever you think is basically, eventually, your thoughts will turn into an action at some point in time. So now you're being aware of your thoughts. And you think, these were the thoughts that I was thinking it through. And now, when the moment you start thinking it around things, you'll start, whoa, what are some of the positive thoughts? What are some of the negative thoughts? And you will go through a whole bunch of it. I mean, I definitely need to do a few more videos. This is like a huge subject on it. But I just want to touch the topic that, yeah, if you just try being an observer, watch it. And it's not an easy job. It can take months and months to figure out to calm your brain down, because eventually, once you get in your awareness, that's what you've been thinking. So you did this first day, nothing is great is going to happen, right? Because once you start building your muscle, you think you're going to pick up few weights and you think you'll start getting weight the next day. No, it's not going to happen. But now you are in awareness. The first day you did, nothing magically going to happen. But you see, you just added a bit to your awareness that now I'm aware of what I'm thinking through. You become an observer. And you don't become an observer in your brain, but you also become an observer watching people outside. You start internally changing yourself. Your external world automatically changes yourself without saying anything and for your own good. Right? Right? So now what happens? You start thinking, whatever you're going to think, eventually you eventually take into action, and what will manifest yourself, and things will automatically changing it without you needing anything, because actually this is a journey where it's taking you. Now you're not going looking externally. Now you're not looking for external pleasure. Yeah, you can go to watch a movie. Then after the movie, you got to watch a game. After a game, you got to play with your kid. After a game, you got to do something else. Then you got to eat food. I mean, you can keep on going externally as many places, but eventually, once you go start internally, and when you're aware of what your thoughts and what you say, and when you start connecting yourself internally to your true self, your life will start changing without you doing anything. A miracle? Yeah, it is. It is a miracle. So what do you need to do for that miracle? What do you need to do for that miracle? Well, you basically do nothing. Can you do nothing? And when I say nothing, can you control your biggest brain with the biggest processing power, with any supercomputer ever created? With that power, if you can control your brain and not think anything. When you start doing that thing, you started building control over your thoughts. You started building control over your brain's processing power, which consumes 20% of your energy. And when you started thinking and when you started crafting your brain accordingly, you see the life will start changing it. Because taking action is, I wouldn't say easy, but the point is that not knowing and taking action is dangerous, because basically you will make too many mistakes and you can keep on bucking in the circle and circle and circle. So if you think your life is stuck in a circle and you're in a constant loop and the same thing is happening and nothing good is happening in life, like because you're stuck in that circle and you're looking for the next level of growth, you're at the right place. Give itself a try. You will realize that what you thought was really easy is extremely hard. But it's not impossible. And the point is that you don't try to build the muscle in a day. You sit with one day, sit the next day, sit next day. In 10 to 15 days, you see that something is changing in you. And soon you'll realize you are not the same person anymore. There's something changed in you. And not only I'm saying, you will get the verification from also other people. They are saying that something is changing in you. It's for sure. So what do you have to do? Nothing. Just once again, do nothing. Keep your senses inward. Sit down. Watch your thoughts. Once you get a mastery to control your thoughts, you are ready for the next level of growth. Folks, until next time, peace on earth, peace everywhere.